Let's get ourselves warmed up with a little holiday-tinged improv scene.
Okay.
Steven, you're yourself. It's Christmas morning. You're crawling out of your bed in your feety pajamas with one of the ass flaps down. I am playing the role of your father, sitting on the couch, sipping on his big coffee. Elias, you're playing the role of the woman of color that he brought back with him from his latest adventure down in a foreign country.
Okay.
Son, you like your new presents? Why don't you pick up that one in the long box? Santa looks like he's got a pretty keen eye on what you like.
Oh boy. Oh shit, it's a chocolate woman.
Whoa, you too? What are the odds of that?
I will put this in my room with the rest of my presents.
Attaboy, Steven.
Steven, open the small one. It's from me.
You heard the lady. Tear that sucker a new one. Don't pout, don't ruin this for me, Steven.
Oh boy. A pack of...
Don't pick your ear in front of her, Steven. That's rude.
A pack of crispy Burger King pretzel chicken fries.
Your favorite.
Just like the posture you're doing with your fists on your hips, like swaying them back and forth, sitting on your knees. Your favorite.
I like that you package some pretzel chicken fries in wrapping paper.
Well, aren't you going to eat them?
Go on, Steven, eat them.
Okay.
I bought them for you weeks ago in preparation.
They're not crispy anymore.
Steven, don't complain.
Oh,
It was a thoughtful gift. Say thank you.
so salty.
Say thank you.
Ah,
Don't make me come down there.
thank you.
You're welcome. What do you think of them? You like them better than all of your dad's gifts combined, right?
Come on, Steven. Do this for me. It's okay. It's okay to lie.
Okay.
Thank you. What did you get me?
Here it is. Here. This is what the little scamp got you.
Oh, thank you. It's a video game for Nintendo Switch.
Oh.
That's mine.
Thank you. I'll have to buy a Switch.
Oh, it's okay. Steven will let you borrow his. Ain't that right, Steven?
Oh, you're
Zip it.
You're giving me your Switch to keep forever? How kind of you.
Forever.
She'll give it back when she's done, Steven.
I'll never give it back. Christmas really is great. I'm glad I was taken here against my will.
Oh my god.
Here. Don't do me like that, honey. You wanted to come along.
I'm not here legally. I'm a ticking time bomb.
Alright, let's just, let's call it a day. Alright, team, break.
I'll never give it back.
Welcome to Crossing the Line, a fanfiction podcast where we read, review, and critique fanfiction for your listening pleasure. I am one of your hosts, George G. Poole. Merry Christmas to all the fun fellows and boys and girls out there. As always, I'm joined by my two co-hosts.
I'm Virgil Vlogs.
I'm Bluebreed on the first day of Christmas when Dixie sold to me orange vanilla seltzer.
And I bought Reese's Mystery Shapes, which are all just rectangles.
Yeah, you want to talk about the biggest scam you've seen this decade?
Yes, you can buy a pack of Reese's cups called Reese's Peanut Butter Mystery Shapes. What could they be, in quotes? and they're all just kind of like blobs, like the Reese's Christmas trees or whatever else. But it's awful. They're not. None of them are Christmas shapes. They're pointless.
The last one you pulled out sort of looked like a bell, but I also don't want to give him that much credit.
The last
No,
four I've
it's
eaten
just
all
a
looked like
mold.
bells.
Yeah.
I also thought that on the first one, but I'm pretty sure they're just rectangles that are dripping at the bottom.
Right.
Yeah, all the ones that like fell out of their molds.
Look up Czech Soda Freshie. Diet Freshie. Diet Fresh Y. Freshie. It's the worst soda I've ever seen.
Merry Christmas, everybody! It's so nice to be around the
I'll light
coffee
the-
table.
Yeah.
Elias is going to light the holiday candle.
The holiday fire.
It's a wood candle.
Ooh.
And by that I mean a fire.
Okay.
And there we have it. Our first semblance of Christmas this holiday season.
Atmosphere.
But with Christmas comes the act of giving gifts. And as tradition around these parts, we like to give each other stories that we meticulously took the time of our precious free time to go and make these for each other. So with that being said, I know we don't need to really talk about Christmas since we did it last year. We'd probably be treading over things we've already talked about.
We
I
like
think we
Christmas.
can just we like Christmas a lot. We go out of our way to make these special events for us because it's so fun. That being said, dear friend Elias, would you like this lovely Christmas present?
Why, sure. Thank you.
Here you go. I made it myself.
Ah. Thank you, thank you. Whoa. This looks great. Let's read it.
Thank you.
The snow is gently falling onto the treetops of Congo Bongo. It's Christmas Eve, and all the Kongs are celebrating at Cranky's lab for the yearly party. The lab is covered in lights made from Cranky's different colored beakers. It's hanging beakers of glass. Colored glass. DK, Diddy, Funky, Candy, and even Bluster made it out to enjoy the season. Everyone is enjoying the food and each other's company with a big grin on all their faces. Far off from the lab, however, is the den of a reptile who doesn't seem to have anything to smile about. Taking his eye away from his gigantic telescope, King K. Rool scoffs at the fun and joy all the Kongs are having. "What's wrong, Your Majesty?" asks Clump, the king's general and right-hand Kremling. K. Rool looks back into the telescope to watch his foes enjoy their night. "It's those cursed Kongs," he replies. "Every year it's the same thing. All this love and affection towards one another. It's all just a ploy to trick that old Saint Nick into sneaking into their house at night and bringing them gifts for absolutely nothing." Clump holds his hands together. "Well, sire, it may not be much, but the other Kremlins and I did pull something together. Unless you've got that crystal coconut, then I am not interested," K. Rool interrupts. Zooms closer into the party with his telescope to admire the crystal coconut that he so longed for. Suddenly, a light bulb appears over his head, and he lifts himself up into shock of his own genius. "That's it!" he shouts. What is it, sire?" Clump replies. "Tell me something, Clump," the king begins. "What's the one thing that people expect, nay, look forward to every single Christmas?" Clump scratches his head. "A new army helmet, sir?" No, K. Rool states. A grin crawls across his face. "Oh. Home invasion." Oh gosh, it's perfect.
Home invasion.
Home
That's-
invasion.
That's the G-Pool staple.
That's perfect.
That's very fitting and good.
That was good.
The Christmas party has come to a close, and all of the Kongs have made their way back to their homes. Donkey Kong and Diddy have left out banana bread and milk for the coming arrival of the man himself. The lights of the lab are just now turned off, and in a nearby bush, the Kremlin King pops out in a big red suit with a bushy white beard over his jaw. Clump and Krusha pop out of the same bush behind him.
Crusher.
"All right, you two, follow me," K. Rool whispers to his lot, who nod in unison. The espionage team tiptoes their way to the lab, ever so slowly making their way to their destination. They reach the building entrance. K. Rool slowly peeking his eyes through the open doorway to see his prize. There it is, lying there in front of him, the crystal coconut on the pedestal in the middle of the lab. The king turns to face his men.
You two stay out here and keep watch. We can't have anything catching up to us. Anyone catching on to us,
He tells them. The Kremlin king makes his way inside. His prize is within his grasp. Suddenly, he felt a hand grasp his shoulder. Quickly turning around to nothing. K. Rool scratched his head in confusion before turning back around. Suddenly, before him was a massive, translucent, white primate floating gently off the ground.
Who are you?
K. Rool demanded. Me, Eddie, the ethereal being claimed. The guardian angel Yeti. K. Rool attempted to shove past the holy Yeti, but is taken aback when his claw passed right through him. You not Santa, Eddie began. You not appreciate the reason for season. Come with Eddie. Eddie grabbed the green beast by the wrist and began to fly away.
Oh no.
Soon the two were flying high above the trees. K. Rool was panicking as he realized the only thing keeping him from plummeting hundreds of feet was the Yeti's grip.
Where are you taking me?
K. Rool screamed. To show you, replied Eddie, the guardian angel Yeti, to show you the true meaning of Christmas. The two arrived outside of DK's house, floating in a nearby tree. K. Rool was getting impatient, but he could do nothing to break free from Eddie's ghostly grip.
So you're telling me the reason for the season is to stay up and watch my greatest foe catch some Z's?
K. Rool asked, annoyed at the situation. Shh, Eddie whispered. He's here. The two watched as a group of reindeer descended from the sky, pulling a large red sleigh. Inside that sleigh was a large, jolly man clad in red clothing. He dug through his large sack and pulled out what was clearly a large barbell wrapped in colorful paper. The man carried it and disappeared into the house.
Ah, yes. The spirit of Christmas. Greed, pride, and all sorts of other sins.
K. Rool scoffed at the sight. No, 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 Eddie replied. DK wished for heavy stick, so DK becomes strong and protect Congo Bongo. DK wants something that helps friends. K. Rool looked absolutely bored. At this point, he would take the fall to his death rather than see any more. Eddie pulled the king and the two once again flew off. This time, they rested outside of the voluptuous Candy Kong's home. As the man in red touched down, just as he did the last stop, he reached into his sack once more and pulled out another package. This one brought a certain scent to the air, which K. Rool recognized.
What kind of stupid idiot woman asks for bananas for Christmas? They're everywhere here, he stated.
No, 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 Eddie replied. Candy no want banana for her. Candy want banana to give DK. Candy value giving over getting.
Oh, please,
K. Rool began.
It's the time of year that you get anything you want and you choose to give something away. She clearly has some ulterior motive behind this. I mean, look at how she dresses every day. She is that kind of woman.
Eddie is feminist, said the ethereal angel. If you women bash again, Eddie will bash your fucking skull into 1,000 pieces in one punch.
I like how sure of his strength he is with one punch.
K. Rool said nothing, but the message had gotten across.
It sure did.
Have you seen the show before? You have a spot on Eddie impression.
You do?
No, I just thought that'd be a funny voice for a Yeti.
That's exactly him.
Me, Eddie, the mean old Yeti. The guardian angel Yeti.
I have seen the show, but I haven't seen that character.
Oh, Lord.
He's just a Donkey Kong recolor.
As most of the characters are. In some capacity.
Oh, God.
Once again, the two had taken off, and now find themselves outside of Bluster the Barrel Works.
Oh.
Looking in through a window, they can see Bluster Kong laying on his side and furiously running his hand up and down his shaft,
I was just thinking... Wait.
beating himself off to a photo of Candy Kong that looked to be taken from the worst possible angle and printed at the smallest resolution of photo.
I was just about to say...
Hit a restart.
I was just about to
Do the whole
say...
paragraph over.
I was thinking in my head, God, am I glad we're not focusing on Bluster Kong. Lo and behold, the next scene...
Once again, the two had taken off and now find themselves outside of Bluster Barrel Works. Looking in through a window, they can see Bluster Kong, laying on his side and furiously running his hand up and down his shaft, beating himself off to a photo of Candy Kong that looks to be taken from the worst possible angle and printed at the smallest resolution a photo could be printed at and still be somewhat recognizable. You really want to show me this? K-Rool asked, disgusted at the sight of the tightwads of Tight Rod. No, Eddie replied. Bluster is a bad ape, and as such should feel bad. Look. Eddie, the guardian angel Yeti, points up to show K-Rool's Santa's sleigh yet again, this time hovering over the establishment. He opens a large bag and dumps out pounds and pounds of black coal that all pour down into the facility. The coal fills up the building and Bluster is pushed up against the window, incapable of any movement, until the next workday, when an employee comes to open the front door and lets the coal pour out.
Holy shit.
Keep in mind that's the next work day. Tomorrow's Christmas.
He just attempted to kill the man.
He's just gonna be plastered against the wall for 2 days.
Okay, I think I've had enough, K-Rool states. I do not care about any of these people, so the messages you have shown me do not sink in the slightest. Now please bring me back to the lab so I may take the crystal coconut and rule over Congo Bongo with an iron claw. Eddie, the guardian angel Yeti, sighed. Eddie didn't want to do this. Eddie pulls K-Rool down with him. The two fly at near Mach speed, heading closer and closer to the ground. K-Rool screamed at the top of his lungs as the two somehow passed through the ground without colliding. They traveled through sheets of dirt and bedrock. Eventually, the careening came to a screeching halt. K-Rool uncovered his eyes and took it all in. There was lava flowing everywhere, spikes and other torturous equipment laying around, and thousands upon thousands of screams coming from everyone below them.
What's going on here? Why am I here?
K-Rool asked. This is where those who don't appreciate Christmas go, stated Eddie. Where all cursed souls reside for all time. K-Rool was visibly horrified. He had never seen something so terrifying. He even recognized a few former faces from his militia. Was this the fate that he had led these Kremlins down? He began to tear up. Oh, please, Spirit, the king pleaded. I can't stand the sight any longer. I'll change my ways. Please give me a second chance. Oh, please, I beg of you. Eddie, the guardian angel Yeti, looked down upon the Kremlin king. He stared blankly for what seemed like an eternity. Okay, Eddie exclaimed. Suddenly, K-Rool snapped up. He quickly surveyed the area and realized he was back at his throne, with his large telescope in front of him. What happened? The king asked.
You were watching the Callans enjoy Christmas and then passed out, Your Majesty,
Clump answered. Clump! K-Rool screamed. It's you! I really am back! Clump simply scratched his head in confusion.
I can't believe Eddie sent K-Rool straight to hell.
I didn't want to have to do this.
Eddie did not want to do this. This way you go.
So,
Clump began.
are we invading Congo Bongo, sir?
K-Rool looked towards his underling.
You know what, Clump? We're taking Christmas off this year. That coconut will still be there when we're ready to take it. Go on and tell everyone the news.
Sir, yes, sir, Clump saluted, heading off to meet the troops. K-Rool looked through his telescope one last time. Up in the sky, he sees Eddie the guardian angel Yeti flying high and laughing. K-Rool clenched his fist.
You've won this round, you cursed spectre of the night, but I'll be ready for you next year. Just you wait.
With that, K-Rool gets up from his throne and heads to bed, ready to dream about his next attempt at world domination. The end.
That was really good. Oh my god.
That was great. It's such a well-structured story.
It was.
Thank you.
Yeah. Fucking hell. I'm so mad about Bluster.
What do you mean?
I'm glad he got his comeuppance, though.
Give that a 10 out of Teddy from the guardian angel Yeti.
I give that the 5 work days. He has to go without water while plastered against his fucking window by coal.
He shouldn't have been jacking off to a low resolution image that he printed out.
They printed out.
I knew I had to incorporate Buster in there somehow, but I didn't want him to be the main focus because that's too easy.
Yeah.
So I just made him into a criminal.
Thank God.
The tightwad's tight rod was really good when I was writing that at work today.
I love wordplay. That was really good.
Ah, gee, Willikers, I sure do love the spirit of giving.
Same.
Brother Elias, would you like to give Brother Stephen his present?
My brother present.
I do have something here. Let me put it in its wrapping. I mean, hand it to him, it's already been wrapping. Yeah. Here you go.
Holy shit.
Is it a dirt bike?
I hope.
It's just some shitty Acer laptop.
You better record close here. You're making George's mixing hard by talking so far away from the mic.
You're right.
You need to get closer. You need to stop
I'm
sitting
trying.
crisscross applesauce on the couch.
Every time I listen to it on YouTube, I have to turn it really far up because the audio is so quiet because it's so mixed.
Sorry. Alright. Oh shit, you got me a fucking story. Thank you.
Of course, it is tradition after all.
Alright, let's see what we got here.
Yeah, lay it on us, Brother Stephen.
You need to go drink or anything first?
Nah, I got.
Mm-hmm.
It was December 25th, and snowing long, wide brush neon streaks of color in Beach City. So hard, in fact, that the snow piled up at doors and made it hard to see very far away. A dense and cold atmosphere, only penetrated by the warm smells of the local eateries. This very smell wandered down the snow-covered streets, floating past the donut shop, past the Crystal Gems abode, and even past Lara's parents' house. Somewhere in Beach City, a tall, lanky man slept on a couch that, much like his blanket, was much too small for his frame. His cold, bluish feet stuck out from underneath the blanket, accompanied by a few inches of visible brown pants. The smell creeped through his cracked window, which was literally cracked and shut tight. If the smell could see, it would be abhorred by the sight before it. In the man's room were strewn about green shirts, empty food boxes, stains of every color on the carpet, and chewed-up dog toys littering the floor. Empty soda cans, burger wrappers, fry cups, a stack of pizza boxes, pressed nearly to the ceiling, bent from someone trying to stuff more into the stack as some sort of crude accomplishment. The walls, which may once have been a grayish tan, were now covered in marker drawings for dog treat recipes. Many trailed off into nothing, with ingredients like white cookie, that one fish, or the yellow spice that would be of no help to anyone.
Fucking descriptors, man.
I love it. The smell could smell the room and it wanted to die. Before it could disappear, the man sniffed loudly. And the smell was gone into his nostrils, throwing the blanket off of him, which was actually just his dog.
Through his Great Dane.
Holy shit. He bolted up. Like, I just smelled something amazing, Scoob. The dog turned his head in disgust. For once, he just wanted to wake up without being berated by the tall man.
Just make it sound like a creepypasta.
I love it. I love
like,
it.
Like Slender Man. It's just Shaggy.
I feel like my theme lately has been cryptids.
True. Oh god. Scoob got up and walked over to him. He who is now running around the house in circles. Like, I just gotta have that smell. That beautiful, delicious smell. Where have I smelled that perfect smell before? I just know I've smelled it before. The smell was grease, oil, and MSG. I've smelled it before.
The perfect smell. Grease.
And MSG. From the pizza and fry shops down the road. The tall man was a frequent customer, and grabbing Scooby by the collar, he Hanna-Barbera sprinted out the door, busting it down, exploding through the snow piling on the door outside. Hearing the funny running sound from afar, muffled slightly by the snow, Fryman frowned.
That's it. Just a frown.
I mean, he's good business. What else is he gonna do? He sat up in his chair and faced the window. Though he couldn't see the tall man through the powerful weather, he could hear him. Fryman was freezing, his uniform didn't have sleeves, and he'd rather die of hypothermia than spend on a new uniform or a, in heavy quotes, heater. The sound got louder. Fryman hated the man. No one knew where he came from, but one day he was there, like a scourge on the Beach City food industry.
No one knew where he came from.
That's so fucking... That's scary. He's a plague.
The cryptid, you could put like creepypasta music behind this whole story.
Beware the Shaggy Man. He comes with fries.
Beware the super shag.
The shag hag. Oh my god. It wasn't like he didn't have money, but he could never make up his damn mind, and he walked so slow.
He talked so slow.
And he talked so
He
slow.
walked so slow.
Sorry.
His long legs. Animated on ones.
You hear his platform shoes squeaking against the pavement.
Shaggy's in a walk cycle animated on like ones.
Oh my
It's
god.
just the smoothest thing in the world. Practically rotoscoped.
Oh yuck. When he finally did order, it was always an abomination. The sound was now deafening. As he came into view, it was like a snowblower was approaching, both visually and audibly. Suddenly, the noise came to a screeching halt. With a puff of white, the cloud of snow slowly dissipated. Suddenly, the man was standing there, clenching his tired-looking dog by the collar. Fryman put on his best customer service smile. Welcome to the fry. Like, I would like, what do you got, man?
Like I would like, what do you got, man? Just tell me what you got. I can't read the sign.
I can't read.
Like I never learned how to read. They wouldn't let me.
Hand me a picture, man.
I want to order this one, and I want you to make it to look just like the picture. They never do.
Sir, you're here every day. You know we only serve fries. Like, you have condiments, don't you? Yes. We have ketchup and mustard. Like, there are so many choices, man. He just pauses. Sir, the classic fries with ketchup is an exit. Oh, sorry. Sir, the classic fries with ketchup is an excellent. Like, I think I'd like. Wait, hold on.
You make him sound so panicked.
He is. He wants that food.
But he's still saying, hold on.
Yeah.
What's wrong, Steven?
Nothing's
The
wrong.
pauses are written into the story.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's just that awkward customer service silence. May I recommend? Like I would. You know, like I'll take 4 orders of fries, with ketchup and mustard and mayonnaise and horseradish and relish. And if you could stick the bottles into the fries individually, so that the condiments are all inside the fries. But I would also like some on the side. Just fill a couple of cups with each individual topping. And I'll get the fries in there also. While he speaked his spiel, the lanky man stuffed a thin arm deep into his corduroy pants and pulled out a sweaty ball of cash. He slapped it on the counter. Fryman cringed. As the man finished speaking, he slumped away, dog in tow. This was typical. The man would usually come back when he expected the fries would be done.
Working in retail, that's one of my biggest pet peeves. Where someone just hands you the wad of cash.
Right.
No, they just slam it on the counter. And it's all crumbled up. It's the most offensive thing you can do to a clerk.
Fucking sweaty palm bills. Then, if the food was not done, he would hunch over the counter and stare at Fryman until his food was ready. Fryman would sweat, knowing he was being watched expectantly, silently. Fryman hated this, but the customer was always right. Fryman prepared the food alone, with much tedious labor. In this snowstorm, he didn't have much else to do anyways. No other customers out. The snow blew through the window, hitting Fryman in the face, stinging his eyes, covering his uniform in frost, getting cold weather in his fryers, which popped and bubbled up against his face, singeing his yellow hair. Now squeezing both bottles into each fry one by one. HR?
I'm guessing that's a typo for he.
Okay, he sighed.
HR did not sigh.
Okay. He sighed.
It would if it was there.
A disgusting mess of yellow and red laid before him. As he had explained, he only had ketchup and mustard, so the lanky man's request would not be completed in full, as it never was. But this looked pretty bad, and it would have to do. Fryman placed the food on the counter and stared into the snowstorm. No one in sight. The tall, thin man didn't come for 5 hours. Fryman began to sit down, but just before his butt touched the seat, then, suddenly, a tall, slim figure came into focus. He slowly slumped into frame, his face a pale blue. Like it's cold out there, man. Are my fries done yet? Fryman stared in disbelief. The tall man was covered in snow and ice. Jesus, man, you've been out in the snow for 5 hours? What happened? Like, I got lost and fell asleep in the snow. What is this What is this I hear about Jesus? Kofi Pizza stomped into frame.
Stop.
Also in his short-sleeved uniform despite the weather.
What is this? I thought we agreed. No using religion to try and sell food, even on Christmas. You don't see me gearing up for Kwanzaa tomorrow. Shaggy chimed in. Why? Kwanzaa isn't a real holiday, man. Go.
Like, Kwanzaa's not even a real holiday, man.
Kofi grew red in the face. He hated this lanky freak. Always calling in to order dog food, chocolate, and anchovy pies. 10 at a time. Then asking him what his soda options are before interrupting and asking for the limited edition brown Pepsi. I have to sit down. Oh my god. Limited edition brown Pepsi. Oh god. Holy shit. Oh, we need a sip of water, just a sec. I made him sick. Oh my god. A line so cold it gave George the winter sickness.
I was trying so hard to hold in my soda. Then you had to pull the brown Pepsi card.
The brown card. That is phenomenal. That is my top 10 favorite quotes that we have here. It's so asinine and on the nose. It is so perfectly my brand of fucking humor. Holy shit.
Like, give me that limited edition stuff. You know, the brown Pepsi. That's the good stuff.
Kofi would hang up and then he'd walk in minutes later into the restaurant to order the same damn thing. Then Kofi would tell him no, and without flinching, the man's eyes would glaze over and he would leave. No noise as his feet moved out of the room. Shut up, you stupid man! What are you doing outside of my restaurant? Kofi looked down at the counter beside him, then at the embarrassed-looking Fryman, then back down at the monstrosity at the counter. It had been sitting there for what must have been hours. It was a mess of yellow and red. It stunk. It was covered in a thin layer of grease. It was being served cold. It looked just like one of his pizzas. Got him. Holy shit. Fryman! What the hell is this? We signed the truce! That you would not sell pizza and I would not sell fries! He's seething with rage. Foaming at the mouth.
He was already red in the face just from seeing Shaggy. Now this.
From seeing Shaggy.
Shaggy mocks his they tell him to shut up.
Like, Kwanzaa's not even real, man. Shut up! You stupid man. You stupid man. Shut up.
The lanky man's eyes glazed over. Did you hear that, Scoob? Fry Dude is like selling pizza now. Kofi huffed and stormed back into his restaurant. Fryman frowned.
Look what you've done. Now I've got beef with Kofi again, and on Christmas Day no less. The lanky man didn't seem to care, or perhaps he just didn't understand.
Boom! Just then, Kofi kicked Fish Stew Pizza's door open and walked out holding a plate of my famous fish stew fries. He was holding what appeared to be sticks of fried pizza dough. These babies are going to put your fries to... The thin man stuck out an arm and swiped a fry. He ripped off a piece and tossed it to the dog, who chomped it down and spoke. Raw raggy, that's redder than ran, Ryan's greasy, rose and Laredo rit.
What?
Raw raggy, rats ray redder, run Raymond's, Reezy, Rosen, Laredo shit.
It's way better than Fryman's greasy potato frozen shit.
The tall man nodded in agreement. My dog says Kofi makes better fries. Fryman frowned. The man turned to Kofi. I'd like to place an order for 8 baskets.
No, it's just Shaggy talking.
Oh, it's Shaggy, okay. I'd like to place an order for 8 baskets of fries, flattened into a disc, with pizza sauce and cheese and dog food, chocolate sauce, anchovies, baked cut into 12 triangular pieces. Then 10 more to go.
He just recreates his pizza order with the fries.
The fries are already pizza dough.
Exactly.
Kofi frowned. Keep your damn fries, Fryman. I don't want any of your beatnik white trash customers. I got enough ready for Kwanzaa tomorrow. I gotta get ready for Kwanzaa tomorrow. Is there any more?
He immediately gives up as soon as Shaggy shows interest in him.
And that's the end.
Yep.
Woo!
Just like that.
That was great.
Then I gotta be ready for Kwanzaa tomorrow. I don't want any of this shit.
Oh my god, I give that a very rare version of Pepsi. I promise. Out of 10.
I rate that
Thank you.
8 pizza dough fries out of 12 triangular slices.
I love how intricate that was.
You're the king of descriptors.
You are.
Like Kwanzaa's not even a real holiday, man.
Coffee hated this freak.
Coffee hated this freak. I just love how he came out of fucking nowhere. He just stomped into the scene. I wasn't expecting it.
He gives a terrible order and Coffee hangs up on him, then he instantly appears in the store minutes later to order the same thing. Get Coffee again.
Kofi mistook that abomination of fries as a pizza.
Oh my lord.
That was quite the festive Beach City story.
I'd say so. It was a pretty good little Christmas present.
It was.
Now, if only I got a Christmas present this year.
George, you're in luck.
Here, take this.
Hello.
What is it?
I was gonna reuse that wrapping paper.
Hey, it's a story. I'm gonna read it now. Should I also read the chapter names?
Whichever you decide.
Okay. Chapter 1, Holiday Hunger Pangs. It was a cold, snowy afternoon on Christmas Eve. A serene blanket of white coated the jovial Tennessee kingdom as the spirit of the holidays enveloped its people. In the cul-de-sac down on Mushroom Boulevard, one such citizen was enjoying the holidays in his own way. A man clad in a red sweater, overalls, and a red and white striped scarf ran about his front yard, waving a big snow shovel in the air, making a spectacle of himself. After 30 seconds of this, he stopped in his tracks and hyperventilated. Oh, Steven. His unprotected face bright red from the blistering snow. Imitation Mario voice. Oh, that's much better. I was.
And
I thought
also
you
word
were
for the bright red suit.
the red and white stripes. Okay. Whew. 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 That's enough fighting the snow for today. I wonder what I should do next. Said Mario's apprentice, Super Cody. I know. I will, in the year of 2019, play Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Cody announced, daintily pointing upward with a cold-ass ungloved finger. Cody returned to his limbo shack to play more of the only Wii game he owned besides Wii Sports. However, the Mushroom Yokel had learned recently the art of brawl mods through the art of an old camera SD card and a screaming Windows Vista machine. Cody had successfully put a texture of his face over Mario's, but the face mesh wasn't edited at all, so it looked like Cody's face on a Mario silhouette. Alright, Ice Climbers, I challenge you to a duel. I need to see if hitting the snow with a shovel for 6 hours has made me better at Super Smash Bros. Brawl in the year 2019, said the big red white bread. Cody proceeded to play Brawl for an hour without ever using tilts or air attacks. After losing the 12th consecutive match against the Climbers, Cody threw his Wii Motion Plus and nunchucks down in defeat. Cody sunk into his chair and raised his clenched fists and screamed, "No!" He crossed his arms and pouted angrily. My Christmas is a fucking ruined. Just then, Cody's stomach rumbled, and he finally took notice of how weak and shaky his actions were. The man had not eaten in 3 days for some reason and had been fighting both snow and hypoglycemia. Oh, I think it's a time to have my annual Christmas feast, remarked Cody, cold and tired. Cody
He's just living alone in this shed in the snow, or what?
with a small CRT, a Windows Vista computer, and a Brawl. Cody held onto the counter to keep himself on his feet as he went to his refrigerator for ingredients.
He's so weak.
Shuffling his feet through the floor covered in Domino's boxes, he opened the fridge and reminded himself for a third time that week that it was completely empty. As was protocol, Cody gave a feeble, sad look of defeat and grabbed his landline. I guess I'll have to go get myself a pizza. There's no other way. I'll call up a lift.
I love this idea of Cody living in the 21st century, 2019, but like having 2005 technology.
Me too. Oh my god.
Using a landline to call a lift? Can you even do that?
Probably fucking not.
You call the taxi service and refers to them as Lyft.
They would get so mad.
I like the fact that like his refrigerator is empty and he's noticed that 3 times this week, yet his floor is littered with pizza boxes. And every time he notices, he's like, I gotta get a pizza.
I love the idea of characters shuffling through boxes on the floor with their feet. That's what I was doing with the Corey in the house one with his alarm clocks last time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pizza boxes this time around. Chapter 2, Holiday Heist. Cody ate from a small handful of mint Tic Tacs as he sat, waiting for his Lyft driver. He would have driven himself to go pick up his precious holiday pizza, but he didn't feel like it, and is also dying from malnourishment. Soon a black Prius with a Lyft sticker and Rudolph decorations pulled up to the driver, and the driver opened his door to let Cody in. Where to, man? Asked the driver. Oh, hello. It's me, Cody. He blurted, his blood sugar destabilizing. The driver didn't really respond, but more or less regretted his job choice as he judgmentally stared at the weakened rebel flagger in his back seat. Weakened rebel flagger. I need to get a Christmas pizza. Heave-ho to the hungry hobo.
Why did you just order delivery? Why does he have to go get it?
Then you'd have to pay tip.
Then you'd have to pay the delivery fee.
He has to pay for a goddamn lift. It's way more expensive.
Alright, man. I'll take us over to Papa John's real quick, said the driver, turning around to plug in the location on his phone. No, Papa John's is too expensive. I need Domino's.
It's like roughly the same price.
The driver shifted the car into gear and pulled away from Cody's house, going on its way.
At this point, it's just gonna be whatever store is closer.
Cody went in and out of consciousness during the ride, being forced awake by the occasional bump.
He didn't even acknowledge that he wanted Domino's instead of Papa John's. He just shifted into gear and started going.
Cody finally awoke and observed his surroundings a bit, shaking off his drowsy and malnourished state to ground himself. He had expected him to be at Papa John's and to have to not pay the Lyft driver, but instead he found Mexican symbolism all about the location they were at. After coming to his senses, he recognized the signage around him. They were in the drive-thru of a Del Taco.
The drive-thru of a Del Taco?
What? I thought that we were getting a pizza, asked Cody in weak bewilderment.
How is this a crossover? It's just Super Cody!
Hold on a second. I figured it out the second
Oh,
you said
no.
the word drive-thru.
No,
you
don't tell
fucking
me.
piece of shit.
No, this better not be.
The driver turned to Cody. He was now dressed in a full Mario outfit.
No!
See, the worst part is Rich Alvarez actually works for Lyft. He's an actual Lyft driver.
I thought you were gonna get it the minute you said Lyft. Oh, Lord.
Rich Alvarez.
Well, I was too bewildered at the fact that Cody used his landline to order one.
For you viewers at home, this is the Rich Alvarez and the Super Cody Show crossover.
Go check out patreon.com/RichAlvarez. The driver turned to Cody. He was now dressed in a full Mario outfit, complete with an ill-adhered mustache. I'm working on it, he said firmly. The car pulled up to the drive-thru speaker. Hello, yelled the driver in broken English.
One word. Broken English.
Welcome to Del Taco. May I take your order, please? Yes, I would like to get a Mexican pizza. No, sorry, we don't carry the Mexican pizza. No Mexican pizza? No, sir, I'm sorry. So am I, said the driver bluntly, hitting the gas and driving over the curb. Hitting the gas and driving over the curb that separated the drive-thru line from the parking lot. He parked, got out of the car, and after grabbing something from the trunk, went into the Del Taco.
Cody's just weekly watching this.
Cody sat in the car scared shitless for 10 minutes, but soon the driver returned to the car as well as another man in what seemed like a Wario outfit, both carrying armloads of churros. Wah! Go, 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 go! The scary Wario man commanded as the Lyft driver sped out from the plaza. Cody had enough and dropped his gimmick as things got too real. What the fuck is going on? He just stopped being in character and just became real Cody. Sorry, kid, the driver Mario said. I thought for sure Del Taco would have a Mexican pizza. It's a nice combination of Italian and Mexican. He turned around and handed Cody a large paper towel full of churros. There, that should last you for a while. They soon arrived back at Cody's place. Cody was shoved out as Wario took his seat in front of one of the churros. The driver rolled down his window. And then remember to give Super Mario Super Lift service 5 power stars out of 5. Bye-bye! The Mario drove off, followed not long later by a row of sheriff cars. Holy shit. Rich Alvarez and H. Villain meet at last.
Robbed a Del Taco and took nothing but churros.
Wait, what did he bring in from the trunk?
Crowbar.
Wario.
He did not. Oh, God. Chapter 3, Pizza or Die. Cody sat in his recliner eating his cut of the contraband churros, lamenting over his broken Christmas pizza tradition. I can't believe we were out until 8 p.m. and I still haven't gotten my annual Christmas pizza. Oh well, I guess I'll just have to order delivery. I hate paying $3 more so much.
You paid for a Lyft drive.
He called up the tried and true Domino's, ordered his usual, the meatza, with pepperonis arranged in the shape of a C minus sat and wait. In the shape of a C, sat and wait. After about 25 minutes, there was a knock on the front door. Cody, rejuvenated by cinnamon sugar and also the prospect of getting his precious holiday pie, jumped to answer. Merry Christmas! Cody stared upwards, terrified. He had opened the door to a 10-foot tall silhouette staring down at him. Its bright red eyes flashed, illuminated its gargantuan mustache. Cody took one look and slammed the door shut on the figure, backing away slowly. Oh, God. After he had caught his breath a bit, Cody checked the peephole to see the figure had left. Before he could sigh with relief, however, he noticed that a thick black goo was seeping from underneath the crack of the door and traveling behind him. Cody froze with fear before slowly turning around to face the same behemoth he had met at the door. It stood there looking down with those flashing red eyes, staring on two cylindrical feet. Standing on two cylindrical feet with a large angry sneer covered by that large mustache he had noticed earlier. The monster held what looked like Cody's Christmas pizza in one hand. Cody arched his brow and looked up to notice a Domino's cap on the top of the monster's disproportionate head. And this was the delivery boy? Whatever that thing was held out its free hand, gesturing for something to be handed to it. Its eyes flashed once again before it spoke. 4,000 pontos, it growled.
Pontos?
I'm just lost. Cody gave a look of concern. 4,000? Look, the usual price is like $20, so here. He placed a crisp 20 in the monster's large flesh-colored hands. The monster merely closed its fist, crinkling the bill into a ball, and flicked it into the lit fireplace. No! Cody yelled, lamenting his fiscal loss as he had waved his hands in agony. The monster held its hand out again. 4,000 pontos, it asked. Cody, fueled by the Christmas spirit and the pain of knowing he's in the red this month, decided there was only one way to get his pizza and save the holiday for him in particular. Scary Yankee monster, Cody yelled. I challenge you to a game of skate. The two monoliths stood out there on the cold, cold night and prepared for their skate-off.
You haven't figured out what it is yet.
Cody started, getting onto his board and pulling off a mean hippie jump.
That's legit.
Jumping in place.
Yeah.
The angry Robotnik monster stood onto his tiny-ass skateboard and had attempted a hippie jump. However, he's like 10 feet tall and dense like concrete, so the landing literally snapped the board in half, ending the match prematurely. Cody won by forfeit.
Cody lost a skateboard that day.
Wahoo! I'm the winner! Exclaimed Super Cody. The Robotnik claws flipped him off and put the pizza on the ground and left. Super Cody went over and picked up the pizza, smiling at the fruits of his sick skills with a Z. I did it! I saved Christmas for myself and also finally got my Christmas pizza. Like hell, you damned can of tomato sauce stirred into a pot of obscurity, yelled a voice. A blonde man with a curly eyebrow jumped onto the scene, decked out in a red and green suit. Okay, I gotta read that line again. Like hell, you damned can of tomato sauce stirred into a pot of obscurity. A blonde man with a curly eyebrow jumped onto the scene, decked out in a red and green suit and matching helmet with safety pads. He snagged the pizza from Cody as well as Cody's board.
Why do you like Sanji so much?
He's great.
He is great.
He's very funny.
I didn't spend this entire arc becoming the greatest skater in all of Nashville, Tennessee Island just to see this delectable delicacy fall into the wrong hands, you dig? Said the Brooklyn stranger. Now watch this. Before Cody could formulate a response, the man put his board on the ground and got on, balancing effortlessly. He shot a smirk at Cody and prepared for his trick. I call this one Codier à la flambe. Codier à la flambe, said Sanji, reaching down and using his cigarette to light the board on fire, effectively ending the competition.
The only other skateboard.
Cody lost 2 skateboards that night. The light left Cody's eyes as he sat down on the sidewalk, both of his skateboards now completely destroyed by complete strangers. Sanji jived in the street and ate pizza in victory, rearranging the pepperonis into an S before chowing down. Hey, cheer up, you Paul Bunyan onion. There's always next year, Sanji said, handing 2 slices back to Cody before jiving off, a pizza crust in his lip in place of a cigarette. I did it, thought Sanji triumphantly. I saved Christmas for all the land. The end. What a world.
Oh my god.
The Blue Breed verse is so massive.
Nashville, Tennessee Island.
I love Sanji. He's so funny.
He spent the entire arc learning how to skateboard. He came in with his helmet and
He just
safety
burned
pants.
the
He
skateboard.
stole Cody's skateboard, he clutched it out of his hand and said, watch this, and set it on fire. It wasn't even a trick.
It had Rich Alvarez, it had Robotnik Claus, it had Sanji, all wrapped up around Super Cody's shack he lives in. God. I give that story 4 crossovers out of 4.
I give it SKATE.
SKT.
Skate.
Oh, okay.
Wow, that was a beautiful, beautiful time.
Thank you, thank you.
I love Sanji with a pizza crust in his mouth instead of a cigarette.
Photoshop a pizza crust over his lollipop.
I'm trying to find the thing.
What, a picture of Sanji with a pizza crust in his mouth?
Yeah. No, I'm trying to find the 4,000 Pontos thing.
Yeah, that meme has been lost on me. I've never heard of that one.
Okay, I think you shared it actually on the chat.
No.
Let's see, if I show it to you, you might recognize it.
No. I have seen every meme, so that one doesn't exist. Well, this has been a wonderful night with you two boys. I always appreciate our Christmases together.
Same. There's
We al-
always a good time.
We
There
always
it
know
is.
just what to get each other. Yeah, I don't remember that picture at all.
Really, you shared it to the chat.
I guess I was just in a drunken stupor.
That's what came to his door and challenged him to a game of skate.
Okay, well,
Claymation.
here it is on the screen.
Thank you.
No, it's not claymation. That's an actual mascot suit. It's disgusting.
Oh, I don't remember the 4,000 Pontos, but I remember that now. He just comes out with the music.
It's flashing red eyes. Oh my god. But yeah, it's like for a game show or something, so he's like 4,000 points.
Oh.
Yeah, so he's demanding payment and points from Cody, but Cody didn't know what the hell he was talking about.
Cody gave him like $20 and he flipped into the fire and screamed at him.
I don't like that he was 10 feet tall. I thought it was supposed to be like Slender Man.
very threatening, and he had to break the board for plot relevance.
I thought it was some Cody Universe character.
It could have been Elephantine.
You're right. It could have been.
It could have been Bastard Hand or Lazy Hand.
Jowser.
Or Jowser. Or Masked Jowser.
Oh my god. I had a lot of fun writing the fucking drive-through arc. I didn't want to go too far because I was going to make it a lot longer.
Yeah, I was expecting like 4 more drive-thrus after that. But no, he just busted his fender driving over the curb so he could go park.
I'm sorry, so am I.
So am I! That'd be so uncomfortable.
He opens the trunk and Wario comes out with a bandana around his face.
Matthew Thomas Provenzel and Richard Michael Alvarez wanted at large on Nashville, Tennessee Island.
Stealing a boatload of $1.50 churros from a Del Taco.
Stealing a boatload of dollar store candy.
God. Getting paid to drive people around. For real.
Right.
Well, thank you all for the presents and gifts. It's been a wonderful night. May all of you at home have wonderful Christmases, and if you're listening to this after Christmas, may you all have had a wonderful Christmas and continue to have wonderful Christmases, and catch us again next year.
Do whatever you enjoy, whether you celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, none of them at all. Just spend some time with your family and friends. Get around with the people you enjoy. That'll be the best way to spend this time of year.
Hope you all can have your Christmas pizza.
Everybody go get the Christmas meatza.
Everyone order from your local pizza place. If they have a specialty box where you can add special instructions, just say, please watch this video, and link them to YouTube Super Cody Show playlist.
Ask for the limited edition brown Pepsi. They do have it. It is in stores.
I mean, really, you can put YouTube URLs to whatever you want in the pizza place special request box. Nobody's stopping you.
It's true.
This holiday year, send your most obscure YouTube video to your local pizza chat.
When you order your pizza, make the special notice down on the bottom of the box to have the pizza driver draw out a perfectly working QR code to our YouTube channel on the box, and then scan it and have your friends scan it, and then subscribe to us.
This holiday season, in the special instructions box to the pizza chain for you, just put our YouTube URL in there and say, please subscribe to my friends, and also leave a comment if you got this message at a pizza place, so we know who's the real one.
We love when you leave comments. Add us on Twitter with your pizza boxes. We would really appreciate that.
Draw the funniest drawing you can draw on a pizza box and add us on Twitter, and we'll share it.
It's true. We'll do anything.
In your special instructions, have them watch Super Cody and then write their review on the box.
Have the delivery boy watch as many episodes as he can before he actually has to deliver the pizza, and then leave his review at your door verbally when he gets there.
Verbally.
Well, I was able to get there about 4 episodes before the pizza was done, and I had to make my way out here. It's not great.
What happened to Joe Ouija?
Yeah, why did Joe Ouija get replaced by Pan Ouija? That didn't make any sense. There's a lot of continuity issues with the series, but the heart is there. I can definitely say that. The heart is there.
You know, it is legal to watch YouTube videos in your car while you're driving. Make sure the driver knows that so that when they get there, they don't have an excuse.
Don't let them forget episode 555.
Don't let them forget episode 505.
Don't let them forget crossing the line episode 48.
505 episodes of Super Cody.
In the special pizza delivery instructions, ask them to add H-Villain and Chicken Slurpee and all of his more modern YouTube channels. When's Choreo Chronicles coming? We've been waiting for years.
Choreo Chronicles.
You know what would be cool? If on our next episode, the first of season 3, we read some fan fictions that viewers submitted.
That would be cool.
Ones that they either wrote or like and would like us to read.
True.
Yeah, if you guys ever want to send us stuff, like DMs should be open. If not, they will be open by the time this episode comes out. Yeah, send us stuff. Send in viewer requests. We love that stuff.
Yes. And also, if you'd like us to feature anybody, like as a guest on the podcast, we seem to have the ability to get people out of our capabilities, or what you'd expect us to be able to get, so, anything's possible.
And the art show, it's coming. It's coming, definitely. Drawing the Line, that pilot, huge success. We're going places. We're gonna get all your favorite artists. We're gonna get Steven is an artist.
Oh, let's see. Palo?
We're gonna get Palo. We're gonna get
Shadman.
We're gonna get Shadman.
Ringo Starr, MS Paint.
We're gonna get Ringo Starr, MS Paint. We're gonna get Super Cody Show, Rich Alvarez, Mario and Sonic Dimensional Chaos, Super Mario Contra Bros.
Shaggy ordering 9,000 pizzas.
Blue Breed's Dad.
We're gonna get Blue Breed's Dad.
Oh!
We're gonna get the women Blue Breed's dad invites into his home. We're gonna get Brian Lee O'Malley. We're gonna get Tight Kubo. We're gonna get One Punch Man, Mob Psycho. He's gonna be on. It'll be great.
Who's the husband on Roseanne?
John Goodman.
We're gonna get John Goodman.
We're gonna get John Goodman. We're gonna get John Goodman specifically reprising his Fred Flintstone role. And if he breaks character, we will ask him to leave.
Oh my god. If he breaks character.
We will determine whether or not he's broken character, but his character is very similar to his real life persona, so it's gonna be hard to tell.
Oh my god.
Blue Breed? What are you drawing over there?
You can screen share if you select the I can see.
I can see. I just want him to explain himself. What is this ass smear on this caricature of me? I logged into your WWE 2K16 account, and I'm not happy with what I see.
You must have 50 caricatures of me, all with different renders of my ass.
How do you plead?
How do you plead?
This must have taken so much time.
And now I'm going to flush it all away.
I will wipe your hard drive by pressing the on and off button on the Xbox as fast as I can. One of these times it'll go red. It's bound to happen.
Yeah, it's a white Xbox. That's definitely gonna happen.
Oh my god. What a saboteur, Jesus Christ.
We've spiraled back into fanfiction territory. We gotta save this for season 3.
It's true. We're just like in our Halloween episode where we rambled for a half an hour. I don't want to do that this time around with the Christmas episode. But again, thank you guys so much for checking us out. Again, send us requests, send us really anything you want. We're always up for stuff like that. People you want, like if you know anybody you think you would like to come on, we can try our best to get in contact with them. But yeah, season 3 2020 is coming. Our 50th episode is coming up pretty soon as well, so we're gonna be doing something a little special for that.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, 2020 we're gonna try to branch out, do some more stuff, have fun with it all. So stay tuned, everybody. Last words from my friends here, my best friends.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
See you next year.
See you soon.
Bye.